A 2-year tenure as the University of Otago's Mozart Fellow is coming to a close for Hamilton musician Jeremy Mayall. He's preparing a free public concert to finish in the role, and he joins us to talk about the fellowship experience. Good evening.
Hello.
What have you been working on whilst you've been the Mozart Fellow?
Lots of things. I've been collaborating with musicians, authors, poets, theatre people, filmmakers, scientists, perfumers, chefs. I've released 9 albums since I've been here in 2 years.
Oh wow.
And I've got a couple more that are just waiting to come out, plus some film scores, some live performance stuff, some orchestral things. I've been busy.
Now you've held the fellowship for 2 years. Is that unusual?
It doesn't happen all the time, but it has happened before. Chris Adams, Anthony Watson, Anthony Ritchie, Martin Lodge, Chris Cree Brown, a few others have had it for a couple of years. But yeah, it's a real privilege and an honour to have it for that long.
Do you get asked if you want to carry on for another year, or did you have to reapply?
You reapply, so you're in with the same running as anyone else who applies.
Oh, wow. How has the role enabled you to develop as a musician?
It's been great, mainly from the benefit of kind of time and freedom, having the space and the opportunity to pursue as much creative work as I want and explore kind of creative research, and not having to worry where the next paycheck comes from and things. Having that space has been really great, which has allowed me to pursue projects that I may not have been able to do in the past.
Tell us about this free public concert you're organising.
Okay, so it's called 653 Days, and it's a retrospective of the work that I've composed throughout my time. So next Sunday when the concert's on, will have been 653 days as the Mozart Fellow. And so it's a mixture, and there's some pre-recorded electronic stuff, there's live performances from Tessa Pedersen, Phoebe Idris, Nick Hollenby, Sophie Morris, Martin Roberts, and Tanga Poro musician from Wellington, and Alistair Fraser.
Okay, how do you hope that your music affects listeners?
To me, music is about communication, so it's about I am aware that not everyone will like the music that I'm doing, and that's not kind of the point. The point is that if you listen to it and you get something from it, then I feel like I've done my job. So it's about saying something, even if that thing is not explicit.
What are you most proud of from your time here?
My productivity has been really good, but in terms of specific things, the site-specific multi-sensory work Flutter that I did in the tropical rainforest at the Otago Museum last year was great. Managed to put together a piece that was entirely immersive for the audience and allowed them to utilise all 5 senses in a piece of music. So we had a taste element and smell and touch and sound and visual all in the one performance. So that, and most recently I'm working on the score for the one of the new planetarium shows in the museum. So that's a big project that's been really fun. What's
the next step for you then after this fellowship?
Looking for other work. In terms of music, I'm working on a suite for violin and electronics for Tessa Pedersen based on the poetry of Cilla McQueen. So I went down to Bluff and spent a day recording her reading some of her poems, which was great, and just having a chat with her, and then I'll be reworking those recordings into a kind of electronic bed for a solo violin piece to go over.
Would you encourage others to pursue a career in music?
Definitely. It's a hard road to explore, but it's extremely rewarding. And for me, the interdisciplinary possibilities with music is really exciting. The being able to work with people in theatre, work with dancers, work with, I mean, some of the work I've been doing here has even been with scientists. I work with the neuroscientists at the university, and it's really great to be able to do that as being a musician.
What do you think is the most challenging aspect of being a professional musician? Making money?
Yeah, finding the next paycheck. I mean, if you remove that from the equation, I think it's finding a sense of comfort in the uncomfortable. I mean, for you to be doing innovative work, you need to be pushing yourself forward into doing new things, and that can be scary and it can be kind of worrying at times, but if you can find a way of being comfortable in that situation, then it's easier to kind of move forward.
Current University of Otago Mozart Fellow Jeremy Mayall, thank you very much for your time.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure.